our our session tonight. Okay, let's do a Dharma request. We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, ni thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Namo Saranto Suchedo Ye Elahudi San Miao San Puto Xie. Namo Tak Tak Ta Toya Raja La De Tamil Namo Da Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual doctrines. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian, wan jie nan zao yu wo jin, jie wen de shou qi, yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Đại Lương Đại sư, Thượng Thiện Hoa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 25th of January 2026. Thank you for joining our discussion of the Avatamsaka Sutra, Chapter 1. The chapter on the world rulers. Okay? World rulers meaning that these are the beings who rule over the world. The world is very orderly. It's not the way that ordinary people know, think. We are under the governance of the heavenly beings. That's the Asian wisdom. So this sutra here, this particular chapter here, introduces us to these types of rulers, as you know, and what are they, and we're learning why they're rulers, their names and so forth, what their specialty and so forth. So this is the insights for the privileged Buddhists, if you will. For example, the Hinayana Buddhist practitioners, they would not be able to hear these issues. This is the big picture. So that's, thank you, that's about wisdom. The wisdom that we Buddhists prize is basically the wisdom from the Buddha. This is what the Buddha taught us. It's not something that we ourselves can understand. Okay, so it's really Sangwok is kind of difficult for newcomers to be able to sit through these sessions because it's too much for them. Okay, so in the future maybe you guys have to use a judgment It's difficult for them. It's probably too Buddhist for them. They're here to learn about meditation, maybe yoga a little bit, but for the advanced stuff, this is really too much. Okay, even for people, that's why you find out where they came from. If they've been exposed to Hinayana, even those people who've been exposed to Hinayana teaching is still too much for them. This blows their mind. It's way too much. Okay, so they're gonna get bored, and if it's too much, please feel free to leave. It's okay. Okay, we understand. Okay. You've been following me for years now, and we've been through the progression. I trained them from where this new person here came here until tonight. It has been 15, 20 years for some of you. Okay, so you come a long way. So we keeping up with you. When I'm teaching you the advanced concepts, it's really it's because of you. Your level is so high, so advanced, that I need to give you things that will challenge you, that interest you, because your wisdom is so vast now. You're able to absorb this. Okay, it's not what newcomers can digest. Okay, but anyway, so on slide 484, this is describing a small number of representative celestial kings called the Mahoraga, which is big python. And so it's about the level of the first heavens above us. Okay, so where we are, human realm, and there's a heavens above us. This is the closest one. Okay, and the next level heaven above them would be for the Christian God. Okay, so the first one here is the first desire heaven. Next desire heaven would be second desire heaven would be the Christian God. Okay, so this they're called protector heavens because they actually are guarding the second desire heaven. Okay, the higher you are, this is first two levels that connected to our human realm, and the Christian God has another level of heaven below them that are guardians for them. Okay, so for example, they are in commands of these Moharaga, which are spiritual beings, very powerful, very scary. Okay, and because of the powers, they need to be kept in check. That's why they are ruled by the celestial kings. Because if they don't behave, the celestial kings are much more powerful. They can punish them. They can basically banish them or execute them. Okay, so that's how it is. All right, so let's continue with that. Oh, by the way, I apologize for not being here. I have some engagement. I'm very busy recently, so it's a timing issue. I can't wait. So I was planning on being here with you, but turns out I had to change my plans, and possibly maybe next weekend I will start coming here. Okay, but for this week here, I will have to stay at Gold Forest to take care of some urgent issues. They need to be addressed right away. Okay, has to be addressed before the end of the month. All right, so I apologize. I beg for your patience. All right, let's continue. Does anyone have any questions? Last night there were a lot of questions from the audience. Feel free to ask questions, okay? That's why we're here. We lecture every night for you, primarily because we want to give you a chance to ask questions. If you practice vigorously, you work hard, and naturally you have questions. Okay? And that's what happened to me in the past. I had a lot of questions, and I asked them. No one was willing to answer me. No one could answer me. Okay? And so, that's why I was stuck for 4.5 years. Didn't make much progress at all. So I intend to change it. I'm making sure that you have plenty of chances to ask questions. Because why? Because questions are like the tip of the iceberg. It points to me where you're stuck. Because I look at you, I know where you are. But it's when you ask questions that confirms for me where you are. Okay? So each person would be different levels, different requirements in order for you to be able to rise above your current level, your current obstructions. Okay? The reason you cannot get out is what most people don't realize, especially ordinary people, don't realize that they are obstructed. So that's why they are stuck. It's not uncommon for me, for example, when I was at my master's temples, I was stuck big time for years. Okay, why? Because when I had problems, I asked questions, they could not answer. Answering questions means that we are helping you understand how to rise above your problems, how to fix your problems. So answering questions is very, very important. You cannot ignore it, okay? We don't do it like my peers, where they tell stories in the past and then they move on from there. We here as Q&A, question and answers for problem solving, okay? And mutual learning, because when you ask questions, it helps me understand your perspective and what's important to you, okay? What we do, I'm training my people to do, and I don't make a lot of mistakes, I accept that, okay? You being exposed, like I was. When you first start to learn to teach others, you make a lot of mistakes. And it's okay. I will eat it. It's not a problem for me. We're not worried about getting more disciples, getting more famous. It's about training you. Okay? So don't worry about it. Learn. Open your ears, open your eyes, and learn how to help others. What is important for others. Okay? How can you help others if you don't know what's important to them? Okay? So ask questions. Feel free. Anytime about anything. Okay? Speak your mind. Yes, JMT.
맞서 제가 두 가지 질문이 있고요. 첫 번째 질문은 그러니까 한국 기준으로 토요일 날에 그 마석에서 어떤 디렉션을 주셨냐면 그분한테 어떤 질문자에게 그 모래를 좀 뿌려라 집에라고 말씀을 해주셨는데 저 같은 경우는 집에도 뿌렸지만 저희가 타고 다니는 차에도 뿌렸어요. 그 모래를 차 시트 바닥에 모래 4군데다가 뿌렸고 그다음에 그 대신 이제 세차를 맡기지 않고 저희가 하고 있는데 그렇게 해도 되는지 그러니까 제가 걱정되는 게 아니라 산호세에서 질문했던 그분이 걱정돼서 질문을 드리고요. 네, 첫 번째 질문이
Hi, Master. I have a question. On Saturday, you gave a direction for one person. That person asked some questions, and then you advised that sprinkle holy sand. So in my case, also the Venerable sprinkled holy sands in my home, and then also a car, and 4 different places in the car. And that what it is that we haven't been really cleaning our car in a cleaning place, and we're just taking care of it. So I'm asking this question not only for me, but it's for actually for the person who asked questions in San Jose.
그러니까 그 모래를 차에도 뿌렸는데 괜찮은 건지 제가 네, 질문 드리고요. 두 번째 질문 또 있어요.
Is it okay sprinkle that sand in the car? That's the first question, and she has next question.
Yeah, why not? It's just sand.
네. 그다음에 두 번째 질문은
Remember, that's one question. This is the second question. Be careful.
Yes, Master, I'm careful. don't worry. 마스터 두 번째 질문은 제가 11월 달에 했던 질문인데 그냥 말씀드리면 제 퓨어랜드 파트너가 굉장히 아픈 꿈을 꿨어요. 오늘 아침에. 그게 걱정이 돼서 질문을 하는 거고 한번 끊을게요.
Master, I asked this question and raised this issue in November. My Pure Land partner, I don't know if you remember her, I had a dream this morning and she became really ill.
네, 제 퓨어랜드가 파트너가 되게 아픈 꿈을 제가 오늘 아침에 꿨고
I had that dream this morning.
제가 그 11월 달에 했던 질문은 뭐냐면 저는 지금 되게 행복해가지고 이제 사바색에서 더 안 살아도 되고 정토로 지금 가기 딱 좋은 타이밍이라고 생각을 하거든요. 그래서 제가 그때 뭘 질문했냐면 제 퓨어랜드 파트너에게 10년 정도 양도를 하고 싶다고 말씀드렸고 제가 마스터한테 해달라는 게 아니라 솔루션을 알려달라고 한 건데 알려주세요.
So the question that I asked in November was, I'm really happy in Saha world. I think this is a good time for me to go to Pure Land. But unfortunately, my Pure Land partner is very ill. So at the time I asked you, not that I'm asking you, but I said, how can I give 10 years of my life to my Pure Land partner? And I'm just asking about the solution for this situation. Thank you, Master.
I don't know who your Pure Land partner is. I have no idea what you're talking about.
제가 저의 퓨어랜드 파트너의 어떤 분이 계신데 그분이 몸이 굉장히 아프신 꿈을 제가 오늘 아침에 꿨고 마스터께서 11월 달에 제가 질문했던 거에 대해서 11월 달에 답변하셨던 거는 우리는 그거에 대해 관여하지 않는다. 그거를 관장하는 사람 따로 있다라고 말씀을 그 당시 해주셨었어요. 그래서 제가 지금 질문 드리는 거는 해결해달라는 게 아니라 어떻게 하면 되는지를 알려달라는 거예요.
So about Pure Land partner, I had a dream that person became very ill. And you told me at that time the answer was, it's none of my business. There's someone else who's in charge of that. So I'm not really asking for you to resolve the problem, but I'm asking for a solution.
What's the difference? Not resolve the problem, but asking for a solution? Am I hearing a translation right?
마스터한테 제가 그걸 해결해 달라고 한 게 아니라 어떻게 하면 되는지 솔루션을 알려달라고 하는 거기 때문에 차이가 있어요.
I'm not asking you directly to help the person, but I'm just asking how can we find the solutions. So there is a difference.
So if I give you a way to find a solution, isn't it helping that person too? I'm trying to understand what you want. One side you say you're not asking me to help that person. You're asking me to help you find a solution to help that person.
마스터, 제가 질문을 드리면 예를 들면 돈을 빌려달라는 게 아니라 어디다가 돈을 빌리면 되는지를 알려달라고 하는 거니까 그거는 차이가 있는 거라고 생각해요.
Sir, it's not about I'm trying to borrow money from you. For example, I'm asking where can I go and borrow money?
Helping is borrow money, go to the bank. That's my advice to you. Go to the bank. You want to borrow money.
그러니까 저는
Someone helps her out because she's afflicted. She's not making sense at all. Okay? When you're afflicted like this, you are speaking nonsense. You're not helping yourself, you're helping anyone at all. This is how people are. And here's her mother. What do you have to say, mother? 8.
Jumi, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what she means is that she wants to help that person because she doesn't want to bother you, because she understands that when you help that person, you will take in the burden of that person. So she asks you what she can do to sacrifice for that person.
I don't know what it is, who it is, and what the problem is. She's not making sense at all. Okay? She should talk to someone in Korea and get some ideas. Okay? I have no idea what she's talking about. She's totally afflicted. And she's talking about some friends that I don't even know. She tells me Pure Land partner. Is there such a thing as a Pure Land partner? That's nonsense. And no Pure Land partner at all. She's not making sense. Okay, stops here. Anyone else? Yes, 8.
Master, a few days ago you were teaching us about, you said something about kindness and compassion. And you said you are not impressed by samadhi, you are not impressed by how tough you are, how strong you are, how smart you are, how rich you are, but you're really impressed by people when they are very kind and compassionate. And I am still stuck at being obsessed with things you are not impressed about. I love samadhi, and I love smart people, I love strong toughness, and I take kindness and compassion for granted. I can't say that I'm working very hard on that. So can you help me understand why kindness and compassion are so important for you? Thank you.
Because kindness and compassion are the necessary requirements for you to open your wisdom. Just because you're stronger doesn't mean it's going to help you. I've seen too many people the last 20 years. I trained them. They became stronger. They developed samadhi. And they mistakenly think that that's enough. It's never enough. Here's what I'm going to tell you, the secret about life that most people don't understand. If you have money and you use it wrong, does the money help you or hurt you? Clearly, if you use money wrong, you're just doing yourself a disservice. Similarly, if you have strength, I've seen it. I have practiced martial arts. People we went from graduated from white belt to blue belt to yellow belt to blue belt to red belt to black belt and so forth. You have strength. That's a certification that you have strength. Or that's what we call in our world concentration power or samadhi. Its spiritual side is samadhi, is mental strength. In the martial arts world, the strength is the ability to hurt others. The same as concentration, samadhi. You can hurt people more when you have higher samadhis. Okay, so let's go back to the case of a person who learns martial arts. I've seen it too many. Because I was one of them. You learn martial arts, you graduate. Okay, you go up, you graduate the higher belts level, meaning you have more skills, you have more techniques to hurt others. All right. If you use it for the wrong purposes, to hurt others, to oppress others, does the martial arts help you or hurt you? It hurts you. You see, this is where ordinary people are so confused. They're so impressed by fame, they're so impressed by power, so impressed by money, but they don't realize they're so impressed by smarts. Smart people, for example, they scam others because their excuse is that if I don't scam you, someone else will. If I don't lead you, someone else will. When we talk about celestial kings here tonight in this Avatamsaka Sutra, they happen to be celestial kings, rulers of the heavens in our world, is because they have wisdom. And as rulers, they're benefiting their people. They're not benefiting themselves. Their priorities are not to benefit themselves. Just like my priority when I train my disciples, my sanghas, is to learn, develop skills to help others, not to help yourselves. That's what makes us different. Because our purpose is to develop samadhi power, which is equivalent, let's say, of developing more smarts to scam others, more strength to hurt others, to impose our will on others, and take advantage of the weak, the weaker ones. We're not helping ourselves, not helping anyone at all. When you hurt others, we'll come back. You get hurt. No two ways about it. So you see, my emphasis, I know, when I teach you chant, I teach you meditation, I teach you pila, I teach you mantras, okay? It's to help you, make you stronger. I know that for a fact. You're all stronger. And that's what keeps me up at night. You see, if you're stronger, how can you use your strength? How can you use your samadhi? How can you use your knowledge? If you use it right, then my time is well spent. My investment in you is worthwhile. But if you, and it happened to a good number, I can count on the tips of my fingertips, okay? I've trained quite a few people. They become stronger. And they came to learn that from me, just learn how to be stronger, and they abuse it. Okay? So that's why since day one, because I saw in my masters, my teachers, my peers, they abuse others and impose their wills on others. The excuse, I have more wisdom than you, therefore you have to follow me. You have to obey me, because I know better than you. Not us. What we do, yes, we're stronger than you, but we never impose our wills on you. We try to help you get what you want, not what we want. Why? Because if you have wisdom, you see that others are suffering. That's where you naturally develop kindness and compassion. Don't blame yourself. How long have you been with us? It takes a lot longer to get to the level of compassion. Compassion is not a word. It is a way of life for us. It takes time before you can develop it. But what I did for 20 years, I've been doing it 20 years, is plant the seeds in your brains to remember that kindness, compassion is more important. That's the direction of development. If you want to be smarter, you want to be stronger, I can teach you very fast. It doesn't take long to get there. But it's much harder to develop kindness and compassion. Why do you spend so much time speaking Dharma to you? To plant the seeds of wisdom in you. Since day one, I insisted that we're doing all this because our intention is to help you develop kindness and compassion. If this is not the goal, then you're at the wrong place. Let me tell you bluntly, I turn away a lot of people because I look at them and say, no, you're not the type. And some people have been with us, okay? And if they decide to choose not kindness and compassion, they're free to do as they please. I won't train them anymore. They come as often they want. I won't say, I won't help them. I won't help develop them. Okay? So, of course, you is not something that most of you can understand, but I'm very proud to tell you, a good numbers of you are able to understand that and subscribe to that. Okay? It takes time. Take Sangwook, for example. She spent her entire life wanting to learn to be a good nun. Okay? Very, very earnest. It's not until she came here, I taught her. See, you are not, your samadhi is nowhere, your mental strength is nowhere, necessary for you to take care of yourself. Okay? You learn mental strength, you learn samadhi to take care of yourself first. If you cannot take care of yourself, you cannot help anyone at all. Okay? But eventually, now she's at the point where she's very strong. And I said, your next step is to learn how to help others. Let me tell you, you're going to make mistakes. You have to learn how to help others. But that's necessary for you to develop to the next higher levels. And that's part of the development of kindness and compassion. We're very patient. We know when it's time, what's the next thing for you. Okay? Of course, you don't understand, but it takes time, okay? Until you're ready. You understand, it's like, I give you an analogy, like you go to university, okay? You should know, are you after a 2-year degree, 4-year degree, okay? Or you want to go a master's degree, you want to go for a PhD degree, you want to go for postdoctorate, okay? You have to be clear, why am I here? I'm telling you, you're here because I want you to go all the way. We're preparing you. We're paving the way for you to go all the way. If you have to be lost halfway, it's okay. The seeds are there. We planted. In the future, you'll continue. Your time is never wasted. Because I would not waste my time teaching you. I'm very busy. I don't have time to waste. Okay? But my goal is to bring you all the way. And the seeds have to be planted. That's why we talked about kindness and compassion. Right from the outset. You need to know this is where you're going. And you like yourself more when you get there. You're happier because of this preparation. It takes a vision. If you only go to institution to get an AA degree, they can only go up as bachelor's degree or college here in the US. They could go for 2-year degrees. That's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But you should know, which one do you want? Okay? We are all the way. And that takes preparation. Because if you only plan for 2 years, we can teach you 2 years, but also along those 2 years, we also plant the seeds for you to go even further when you decide to go. You still get an AA degree from here as well. But much better AA degree. It still sounds the same, but it's far better. Okay? That's how it goes. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. I'd like to express my gratitude to you for lecturing on the Avatamsaka Sutra, Chapter 1. It's just been so humbling attending over the years at this point and learning the names of all the celestial kings, the world rulers. Transparently, I've seen a lot of affliction this weekend in the world, and I don't want to skip ahead in chapters of the Avatamsaka Sutra. I really appreciate the pace at which we're going, and if there aren't too many questions tonight, maybe we'll even get to read a few slides.
Okay.
I'm wondering if, is there any example in the Avatamsaka Sutra where a world ruler steps out of the natural order of things, or any type of example like that that you might point us to? If not, cool, but I just don't know, and I'm looking to see.
The natural order of things, would you mind elaborating for me what that means to you?
Of course, thank you, Master. What I'm hearing you say is that there's a lot of order to the world rulers, that they ascend to their position and they are there to benefit others. But what I'm seeing in our world here on the ground is that world rulers are currently not on the same page, and it's definitely causing a lot of afflictions. So I don't know if there's an example where a world ruler in the Avatamsaka Sutra doesn't fulfill their duties or does something disruptive in the natural order of things. I'm looking for guidance in that.
Well, it's their world. I'm not a celestial king. I'm not a world ruler, so I'm speaking from a very limited body of knowledge. Okay, so you have to take what I say with a grain of salt. Okay, it's not about you focusing on the wrong side of the equation. It's not the world rulers who are out of steps or fail in their duties. We all fail. We are not Buddhas. We're not perfect. We all make mistakes. It's a fact. These world rulers, even though they mean well, yes, they make mistakes. They don't mean to, but they do make mistakes, a lot of mistakes. Okay? That's part of their growth. That's part of their development. Very much I allow Sangwoo to make mistakes, then I can correct her. Okay? I say, okay, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. And that's part of the training. Okay? Even though the celestial kings or world rulers, they're not perfect. They will make mistakes. However, the mistakes they make are minute compared to the great good, the greatness and the goodness they're providing to their constituents, because they have wisdom. You cannot compare them, my friend, with at the human level, the human realm. Okay, the world rulers, the national leaders are not enlightened. They don't have wisdom. They're self-serving. All of them are self-serving. Where in contrast, these world rulers have wisdom. And therefore, their priorities are they never put themselves before the people they rule over. They don't think of us like us. When we talk about world ruler, they don't think of themselves as world rulers. It's more like world servers. Okay? You call rulers to remind ourselves that we cannot do as we please because there's someone watching over us. Okay? Give you an example. Never mind, a very small example my Chinese teacher gave me. Long time ago, I told you this story. Long time ago, there's a China where people were not very literate. Okay? They're poor. And there's this guy here a merchant, he sold rice. And the way he made a lot of money, became very rich because he would, at night, soak the rice in water, okay? And then let it dry overnight. And in the morning, the rice grains will be heavier. And so they wait by these boxes, okay? When they put in and fill up the box, and they sell, charged by how they used to weight. And it's way heavier, so the guy is making a lot of money because the rice is heavier than they're supposed to be. And so he became extremely wealthy. Okay, and one day he was walking on the street, and the lightning struck him, and he killed him. Right there. And the guy fell face down and died on the spot. Okay? And because this lightning strike, the back on his back, the clothes were burned, so his flesh was exposed, and there's some kind of gibberish on his back. And people were watching, look at the villagers who were not very literate, at the first place. But they gather around, they say, wow, look, this guy, lightning struck him, okay? And in the Chinese culture, lightning striking you, we know that it's punishment from the heavens, yeah? Not only Chinese, Vietnam too, we know that. We understand that this is this decree from heaven, and if you are struck by lightning, chances are that you're being punished by heaven. Because if you are immoral and you do so much harm to others, okay, your celestial rulers are entitled to hurt you, to kill you even. Very much like here in the old times, okay, the kings can throw the thing there, okay, kill, okay, then they cut your head off because you're a bad dude, a bad person. So people gather and they look at his back and say, what is that thing on his back? Clearly there's a message from heaven because the guy has been struck by lightning. And some guy walked by and drew a line right on his spine in the middle. And the Chinese characters say, this guy has been struck by heaven's mandate because he is an evil person, harming helpless and poor people, uneducated people. There are many examples in the Asian cultures, many stories that remind the Asians, unlike the Westerners don't have that. In the Asian culture, the emperors built palaces, they call it towers to worship the heavens. I think there's something in the Forbidden City. I forgot the name. Okay, it's a monument to the heavens, and the emperors, Chinese emperors, call themselves sons of heavens. So in Asian culture, we have wisdom, insights that the Westerners don't have. Okay, and this is evidenced by the Buddhist teaching here, Avatamsaka Sutra, where we learn about celestial kings. They're up there governing, okay? And there are different levels of governors, okay? So don't worry, don't despair because we have bad leaders. There will be good leaders, there will be bad leaders. That's our karmic retributions. You don't need to be worried about it, okay? Everything is being watched over, trust me, okay? And if those celestial kings screw up, their bosses, who are a higher higher level heavens, will punish them. This is very orderly. There is hierarchy because you're being given a chance to screw up, but you cannot harm others. It's not allowed. Yes, people are hurt, are harmed because of their karmic retributions. You understand that, Peter? Okay? Don't despair because in the law of cause and effect, I'm harmed today because in the past I harmed others. So now conditions arise so that I pay back my karmic debts. So don't confuse that with chaos. It's not chaos at all. It looks like chaos, but it's not. It's a natural workings of cause and effect. Okay? We all pay. We all have to pay for our deeds, for our karmas, like it or not. You can deny it all you want, but eventually you have to face the facts that you cannot escape cause and effect. Not even Buddhas. Buddhas, before they became Buddhas, they made mistakes too, many, many mistakes. And they're still paying for it now. You see that? If Buddhas have to pay for their mistakes, we all do. Okay? Don't despair. They're bad leaders and so forth. They're also excellent leaders as well. Okay? There are plenty of good leaders. Okay? The visionaries are there. Okay? However, we all get what we deserve. You have nothing to worry about. Okay? You worry about yourself. Be kind. Be compassionate. Because that's your real liberation. That's your real biggest accomplishment. Don't worry about the little thing called, the dollars or the recognition and the fame and so forth. That's temporary. It's not the big picture. Okay? It's okay. I humor you and I make fun of politicians and so forth, but that's part of the fun in life. You have to embrace it. It's not always pleasant. It's not always as we want, but that's part of our development.
Thank you, Master. I really appreciate the cause and effect guidance, and I'm glad there's a structure overseeing all of this. That's very helpful. Thank you.
The higher your level reaches, the clearer and the quicker you can see cause and effect. You can see a connection between a good thing happened to you because of a prior seed of goodness, a bad thing happened to you because of a prior bad karmas. I assure you, it's a natural development in all of you. Okay? As the better you become, the faster and the clearer you see the connection of cause and effect. The good thing happened to me because this cause. No one can escape that. It's a matter of time. You plant a bad seed, you hurt someone, in the future, you will be hurt, guaranteed. Because the seed is there. You get hurt. So the people who are hurt today, I'm very sorry. It sounds like we're callous, we are uncompassionate. Okay? That's because we are hurt because we hurt others in the past. Rest assured, it's a natural process. No need for a judge, no need for a federal prosecutor, no need for a president. Okay? Cause and effect takes care of itself. Okay? And I assure you, as you get higher, you will see it clearer. And it's not about others, look at yourself. Okay? Especially monks and nuns. They can see it clearer than you because they live it. Okay, thank you for your questions. Let's go into some text here. Mahoraga, king, clear, majestic sound. Gain a passage into liberation of, enabling sentient beings to eradicate their afflictions and gain a cool, clear joy.
净威音摩喉罗伽王得使一切众生除烦恼，得清凉悦乐解脱门。
Okay, thank you. So this guy here, this big python king named Clear Majestic Sound. Okay, that's known. Okay, his sound is very majestic. It's like kings. When you have authority, when your position is high, this way you talk matters. It's majestic sound. Okay? Clear meaning he doesn't mumble. He's not self-conscious. He's not worried about what you think of him. Okay? He speaks clearly what he wants, what he expects from you. Majestic, he says, I am in command. You are not. Okay? So he got to this position, which is requires very high level wisdom. Now he got there is because he developed the ability to, he saw the need here. This guy is very high level, cultivation way beyond us, the way beyond our teacher. Okay? because I don't have the means to give you a whole level of heaven to take care of. Okay? I only help you address problems with your family, problems at work, problem with your friends, problem with your community, your state, your province, and so forth. Okay, much smaller scope than this celestial king. The higher level wisdom is required to address a bigger, much more complex problems. And this is the problem he's facing. He's facing the fact he sees that living beings, they're afflicted, very afflicted. When they're afflicted, they feel the heat. The heat here refers to anger. Living beings get angry too often. Okay? Why? This is why you see they have a very clear, majestic sound. Listen. When people are angry, they need to pay attention, heed attention. This is why he needs to have a clear and majestic sound, commanding sound. Pay attention. Get it? Because that sound there, the power there to the sound is designed to help bring people out of their anger. So, you see that? Pay attention to the little details. Okay, will increase your effectiveness. Okay, and so affliction, when people are vexed, when they're not happy, especially from anger, and people hang on to the anger. Okay, I speak from experience. When I'm angry, it takes me a while for me to calm down. Yeah? The more angry you are, the longer it takes for you to calm down. Yeah? It's called heated affliction, heated anger. Okay? And he says, when you like that, you are very, very dangerous. You can do a lot of harm to the world. Okay? So that's why he wants to help others by reducing your anger and help you regain your cool, okay, and joy. You're angry because you are not getting what you want. So you need to cool down, okay, and then it helps you have joy. Resolve the anger. Okay? Is that clear? You see, this is the level of concerns. They're not worried about stuffing their pockets and getting richer and count their wealth by ranking of the world. They're worried about your welfare. Think of the level of wisdom. People who have no wisdom, they're only worried about themselves. These people became more and more important, became rulers because they're needed. We cannot help ourselves. You're always scheming for yourself, constantly scheming for yourself. These people are not. The exact opposite of you. Next, Mahoraga, King, Supreme Wisdom, and Ornamented Top-Knot.
盛会庄严记摩吼罗伽王
Gain a passage into liberation of universally leading sentient beings of wholesome and unwholesome insights to enter pure dharmas.
得普使一切善不善思觉众生入清净法解脱门。
And again, for those of you who don't know, the reason that we recite the Chinese characters for you, because the Chinese original text of great wisdom, and when it was translated, its text was translated into English, a lot were lost in the translation. So that's why we want to communicate the wisdom to English-speaking people, okay? because not everyone can speak Chinese. At the same time, we want to plant the original seeds of wisdom, great wisdom, by you hearing the Chinese. You don't need to understand. The wisdom seeds are still planted in your psyche forever. These are Vajra seeds. It will last forever until you become a Buddha. This is how important they are. So I don't think the idiosyncrasies that we do here are by design. Okay? It's never a waste of time. So this has supreme wisdom, an ornamental top knot. He's kind of beautiful looking. And the top of the head here. That he became here by universally, meaning he does not discriminate. Okay? Living beings of wholesome and unwholesome insights. Meaning what? Some people, beings, believe in doing good. And many beings, they believe in doing evil, doing bad. That's what we call diversity. In the Buddhist world, okay, we're not worried about colors. We're worried about wholesome and unwholesome. That's diversity for us, okay? And that's how the world is in here, in the Saha world, okay? Insights, meaning that they clearly understand how to do good, how to do bad, okay? Wreak pain and suffering on others, or help and benefit others. It's very clear, okay? And he says, those beings there, if they want to do good, want to do evil, okay? Either way, he wants to enter pure dharmas. What does enter pure dharma means? I don't think he explains it here, Master Shenhua. Okay? I didn't like his explanation. What are pure dharmas? Pure dharmas, I'm running out of time because we have a lot of questions. Pure dharmas are things. Okay? Dharma is just a jargon for things, anything at all. Anything that's pure, or everything that's pure. What's that? It refers to the pure karmas, the things that you do that are pure. What are the pure things that you do are pure? The pure things you do are the ones that are free from greed, from anger, and for stupidity. If you're afflicted, if you're angry, if you're greedy, you're being stupid and hard-headed, okay? You create karma that are impure. So he says, why is that my subjects, they don't seem to understand that simple facts, that if their hearts, their minds are impure, meaning they're so full of greed, so full of anger, so full of stupidity, they're creating impure karma. That's all they're doing. You see what happens to a lot of people who mean well. There are a lot of people in the world who really want to do well, okay, to help others. But when they are afflicted by anger, by greed, by stupidity, what do? They're hurting others. They don't realize it. It's so fundamental. You may mean well, and that's what you want originally, but if you allow yourself to be colored by your afflictions arising from your greed, from your anger, from your stupidity, from your scheming, you're hurting others. You're hurting yourself. I'm here to remind you that. You don't need to scheme. You have to purify yourself from greed, from anger, from stupidity. It's you, it's not me. What I have is mine. You can't take it. You want something better for yourself? Reduce your anger, reduce your stupidity, you reduce your greed, then your body is healthier, you live longer, and you like life is more meaningful to you. Whether I like you or approve of you is not that important. It's about you. Purify yourself. You don't need to impress me at all. Mahoraga King Lord Wondrous Eyes
妙目主摩吼罗伽王
gain a passage to the liberation of understanding, arriving at total non-attachment to blessings in virtue, ease and comfort, and impartiality.
得了达一切无所住、福德自在、平等相解脱门。
平等相解脱门。Okay. That go through what Master Shua has to say. He says that Buddha is not attached to any state. Okay. Okay. When you hear that, you ask yourself, why do I have so many attachments? If you have so many attachments, you have no wisdom at all. Okay? And I speed it up. I speed through these things here because I found I found the example of why the translation is screwed up, because they did not translate xiang. We explain the whole section here, and they and what's missing here is a translation of its key character xiang, the marks or appearances. Okay? If you look at the original Chinese text, okay, it says here, you should not be attached to. I keep on. Where was I? See, I move between Windows, PC versus MacBook. and the way we scroll is different directions. I always get confused. I apologize. Which number is that? There's a xiang somewhere here. Yeah, okay. So 498, 496, okay. So he's talking about non-attachment to blessings and virtue, ease and comfort and partiality marks. Okay? Yeah. So he's not worried about the manifestations or the appearances of blessings and virtue, ease and comfort and partiality. All right? Yeah. So he's about, basically he says that I want to teach you to be totally not attached to any appearances of blessings and virtue, ease and comfort and impartiality at all. Don't be attached to appearances. Okay? Because people who cultivate, they understand the importance of blessings and virtue, ease and comfort. When you that's a natural manifestation of your wisdom. Okay, when you have wisdom, you are easygoing and you're comfortable. You don't have to scheme for recognition. You have scheme for personal favors. Okay, you're relaxed. So that's what ease and comfort refers to. 自在 is self-mastery. You're perfectly happy within yourself. You don't need others to approve of you. You don't need others to like you. Okay? Impartiality is that you have no discrimination. Okay? You like me? Fine. You don't like me? Fine. You're rich? Fine. You're not rich? Fine. You're famous? Fine. You're not famous? Fine. You're impartial either way. You're evil? Fine. You're good? Fine. There's no discrimination whatsoever. All right? And so when you have those, okay, the people, superior people, they have these. Think about this. Many, many superior people, outstanding people, they have a lot of blessings and virtue. Yeah? They have a lot of, they're very comfortable. They can buy here, they can buy the expensive neighborhoods in the city with their money, okay? And the impartial, they said, you know, well, I don't have a good example for lay people to be impartial because in our day and age, in this day and age, most people are not impartial. Either you're Republican or Democrat. Okay, that's how you survive. So he's talking about here these. You don't have to insist on appearances. You don't need to buy designer clothes to show your blessings. You don't need to act in a certain way, pretend to act in a certain way to exhibit your virtues. Okay? You're not worried, preoccupied with appearances of virtues and blessings and self-mastery, impartiality. So you stop worrying. Hey, Koreans, pay attention. You stop worrying about what others think of you. It's a load off your chest, isn't it? You don't have to worry about what others think of you. You don't have to be afraid that others would judge you. Okay. Shall we continue? Okay. Mahoraga King, lamp-like banner, gain a passage to liberation of, instructing all sentient beings, causing them to leave dark and frightening paths.
灯床魔侯罗伽王得开示一切众生，令离黑暗不畏道解脱门。
Okay. He's known as lamp-like banner because he was recognized by his peers and his superiors of his accomplishment. Okay? They recognize him. So it's called certification, if you will. This is a name, nickname, or a title that was given by his peers or his bosses, if you will. Okay? So lamp-like banner. Okay? Banner is very high up there. Lamp-like is at the brightness. The brightness of his wisdom is so impressive, as outstanding, like a banner that people would notice. Banner sticks up out there, so most people lower here, they can see the banner. All right? So it's outstanding. Okay, and what does he do? What his specialty? In teaching all living beings. Okay, he specializes in teaching. He's a teacher. He's a trainer. Okay, he teaches them to do what? To leave dark and frightening path. Meaning what? Means that living beings, all living beings he's seeing. That's why he's a ruler. He's up there. He sees a lot of people underneath him, like us. He's a heaven right above us. You hear? He's seeing it. He's seeing that here downstairs, as far as he's concerned, we are dark and doing frightening things. And we're so proud of it. We're so proud of ourselves. I'm rich. I'm smarter than you. I graduated from Ivy League school, or from Stanford, from Berkeley, and so forth. You hear, okay? And yet they're very dark. They're on a dark and frightening path. Dark meaning that they cannot see clearly. Frightening because they don't realize how damaging their actions are. If you really understand how much suffering, how much pain, how much destruction you're wreaking upon others, upon the world, you'll be frightened yourself. It's that people don't see it, don't realize it. You know? They could disguise it behind a sense of righteousness. I'm protecting my people, so it's okay for me to kill others, to hurt others, so that they cannot protect my people. Seems fair, seems reasonable, but that's dark and that's frightening. It's scary that you can be so cruel to hurt others, and you find a reason, I don't hurt others, they hurt my people. That's dark, because it's the worst way to solve the problem. You only compound the problems. You're not solving the problems because your heart is so dark, it's so full of hatred. And that's what he specializes. He said, hey, listen, your heart is dark, and your mind is frightening. Do you realize that? Look yourself in the mirror. So he teaches this being, us, to get away from dark and frightening paths. Okay? That's what he does. Someone has to. Okay, next celestial king, Mahoraga King, Supreme Light Banner, gain a passage into liberation of, rejoicing in knowledge of all Buddha's merit and virtue.
最胜光明床摩吼罗伽王，得了知一切佛功德生欢喜解脱门。
This is interesting part. Okay, it sounds so shallow and so vain that you know of the Buddha's merit and virtue, which are limitless. Buddhas create merit, meaning they do things that are beneficial only. They never do anything that's not beneficial. Virtue is that when they help you, it's for your sake. It's never for their sake. That's called virtue. Never, ever. Okay? So Buddhas have, Buddhas, when you hear Buddha's name, Shakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, the name there, it's a name that represents limitless merit and virtue. when you hear it, okay, I know you guys don't appreciate it because we make you suffer. We're doing a 4Chi where you recite Amitabha Buddha's name. And you say, this is so tiring, we have to recite all day. My throat is hoarse, and I'm hungry. My legs are sore. I can't walk around anymore. And I have to go to work on second shift, okay? So you don't seem to appreciate, but that's a different process. But here, his Dharma door is that the Buddha's name, any Buddha's name, represents infinite merit and virtue, okay? And you know that knowledge there, okay? What's fascinating about that knowledge is that it brings joy. It will bring joy to your life. That's a miracle. What does it mean? It means that when you're depressed, when you're lacking joy in your life, don't feel bad. Think of Buddhas. Recite Buddha's name. That's what he does. He teaches us to do that. When you say, Emitofuo, 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 that simple name there, that phrase there, represents limitless merit and virtue. You should know that. And that will bring joy to your life. All right? See, all these beings, supreme beings, superior beings, they're worried about welfare. They see the problems we're experiencing without even realizing that it's a problem, nothing to be proud of. Like, I see people feeling they're better than others, look down upon others, says, you are not as educated as I am. You are not as smart as I am. You are not as rich as I am. You don't know as much as I do. Okay? They're unhappy. That's why they think that way. All right, ready for one more? Mahoraga King, lion chest, gain a passage into liberation of, with audacious strength, acting as a savior for all sentient beings.
狮子翼摩喉罗伽王得勇猛力，为一切众生救护主解脱门。
Lion chest. What's a lion chest? Ever seen a body of a lion? Okay, a lion has this big chest, and the tummy is tucked in like this. Anyone watches nature? That's why every time I look at a lion, his chest looks like this. The chest is big, and then the stomach, is so small, so sexy. Okay? But that chest there, that's called lion chest because a lion is very proud. So proud. So that lion chest symbolizes pride and strength. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? Mr. Olympia. Okay, big chest. All right? And so he's very strong, and he dares do things that other people do not dare. Okay? When it's dangerous, when it is difficult, he says, yeah, I want it. Whereas you say, no, it's too difficult. I quit. Why do I have to sit in full lotus? It's too difficult. Okay? Then you lack audacity. Audacity is that it's difficult? Yeah, it's for me. It's impossible? Yeah, call my name. Mr. Impossible. Okay? That's audacity. Strength is that he has samadhi power. Okay? Yeah. Okay? So, he saves sensing beings. When sensing beings are in trouble, okay, big trouble, he saves them. He comes to save them. That's when it matters, folks. When you're in trouble, that's when you need someone who's strong, who's fearless, who's willing to come and extricate you from trouble, from suffering, from impossible situations. See the point I made at the start of this lecture? Don't think that you're alone. They are watching us, patiently waiting for a chance to help us. Okay? Believe. Okay? They care. We don't, but they do. We're too preoccupied with ourselves. They're not. They want to help all of us without exceptions. Okay, I have one last. Is that okay? Mahoraga King, sound of many wondrous adornments.
众妙庄严音摩吼罗伽王
Gain a passage into liberation of, causing sensing beings to give rise to boundless happiness and joy according to their recollection.
得令一切众生随意念生无边喜乐解脱门。
And so, what does Master YongHua says here? Very short. He says, the same name, sound of many wondrous adornments, has a beautiful voice. When people hear this sound, his sound, not this, his sound, to drop the T here, they forget all their worries and distress. That's why he's accordingly known as. So his specialty is that when you are depressed, okay, when you're depressed, you should call out his name, Mahara King, sound of many wondrous sounds, and then you will forget your depression, your worries, your distress. Anyone depressed? No, not for us, right? Not for you. Anyone has any worries? Not you, right? Everything hunky-dory, everything is fine, right? If it's not, remember his name. Mahoraga King, sound of many wondrous adornments. You get relief. Try that. I'm no longer depressed, that's why it doesn't work for me. Because you're all so beautiful. Okay? Okay, that's all we have for you tonight. Thank you so much for coming.